Chris Matthews recently had New Jersey State Senator Barbara Buono on. She's a Democrat, and she's going to run against Christie. Now, Christie is popular in New Jersey right now, but New Jersey overall is a blue state, so I think she stands a decent chance of winning. Apparently, Chris Matthews didn't necessarily share those feelings, as you're about to see in terms of how he interviewed her. But what's interesting is we now find out from the state senator that it turns out that he said other fascinating things to her before they went on there. Apparently, he said to her, "Can I say you're attractive?" And she answered, "No, you can't." That's such an awesome diss and so wonderfully awkward that it's hilarious, right? And she's like, that's not pertinent to what's happening. But you know how Matthews is. You remember that great moment when he leaned into Aaron Burnett, or he asked Aaron Burnett to lean into the camera? And he's like, "Oh, yeah, lean in a little," because, "Ha! That's good," right? Super awkward. So then he brings her on and he starts talking about Christie, and he calls Christie no nonsense, outspoken, and widely popular. She's like, "Okay, that's cool, but you know he's kind of my opponent." Okay, but that I don't have a problem with. He's challenging her on that, and as well he should. Now, they did have a graphic that seemed particularly demeaning. It said Dawn Quixote. Like, get it? Because she's a woman. Her name's not Dawn, by the way. Okay, and like, running against Christie, good luck. Yeah, Dawn Quixote. And then he pulled a Chris Matthews. Mediaite reports that he interrupted her 14 times mid-sentence. So we went back, and JR found the video of the interview, did a compilation of all the different interruptions, and yeah, there are plenty. And as you watch this, understand that the first thing he's interrupting her about is an ad that she did not run. Someone else ran against Christie, but that apparently is not good enough for Chris Matthews. Let's watch.
Are you going to run a campaign like that? Does that work in Jersey, taking on the guy's weight?
I'm going to run a campaign on.
You're not going to do that again.
I'll tell you what I am
you're not going to do that again.
I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do.
Did you like that ad?
Yeah, I think it should. I'm not going to comment on another campaign and what they did. Or what I will say is I'm going to have a campaign on the issues. And the issues are that there's over 400,000 people still out of work in New Jersey. And
let me ask you to shorten it up a little bit. What would you do the last couple of years that this governor didn't do? Put it positively, as you put it.
I would put people back to work.
I know, but that's a goal. But how would you do it?
I would have a real economic plan to put people back to work.
And what would the plan do?
Well, I can tell you what it wouldn't do.
No, what you want to be positive. Tell me what you would have done differently than this governor in the last 3-4 years. I would not pulled out of the ARC tunnel. That would have created thousands of jobs. That was to go to New York City underwater.
Absolutely. I would have not pulled out of this multi-state pact that was creating great jobs. He unilaterally
How would you have paid the state
that.
end of the tunnel cost? I think you made a point that he's running for president. I completely agree with your first thought there. But you're a very nice senator. It's very nice to have you on. I mean, seriously.
That's awesome. Now, I'm going to tell you a story I've never said on air before. A friend of mine was in a green room once when I was on air on MSNBC, and Chris Matthews happened to be in the green room. And as I was being tough on a former Republican congressman, Chris Matthews apparently told everybody in the makeup room, "Man, that guy's interrupting the guests too much." Now, that's called irony. Okay, so he says apparently after the interview, "Oh, I was tough on you." And she says back, "No, you weren't." So he's got this inflated sense of himself, obviously, and he's thinking, yeah, I'm going to tough you, I'm going to cut you off, and I'm going to tell you how it is. I was tough on you. She's not having any of it. She's like, "No, you weren't. Not interested." She said, "I wasn't going to give him the satisfaction." And then he apparently told her, "But don't worry, people will all just be talking about how you were on hardball." I know, the whole world's talking about it. Actually, we weren't talking about it until you acted like that, and then it became a fun story. And then when they asked the senator how she felt about it, that statement, she said, basically, "Can you believe it? That's what this ass said." How much do you love the senator? And now I actually think she has a pretty good chance of beating Christie. If she's got a backbone like that and she's tough like that, that's New Jersey strong, man. And so I think we might have a campaign on our hands.